The unhackable quantum internet explained. A quantum internet can encode information using tiny particles. Could be the perfect way to send messages that are completely secure. You have probably heard about quantum computing, which uses quantum bits or qubits instead of the ones and zeros our regular computers use. Qubits are special because they are based on the physical properties of particles like an electron's spin. An electron's spin can be up or down because this is quantum mechanics, where everything is complicated and weird to think about. Its spin can also be up and down at the same time. That is what is known as superposition, where particles like electrons or photons are in two opposite states at once. It makes no sense in the context of how we normally experience the world. On the scale of tiny particles, the classic principles of science start to break down and things happen that seem like they should be impossible. But based on a lot of experiments and math, we know they are happening. So even though it can be hard to wrap our brains around it, we have just had to accept that particles can do things like be in two opposite states at once. With quantum computing, we are using this to our advantage in two main ways. First, we can encode more information in a qubit than in a conventional bit. Two conventional bits, for instance, will have one of four possible values: 00, 01, 10 or 11. Each qubit though can be both a 0 and a 1 at the same time, so two qubits can be all four possibilities at once. As you add more qubits, the amount of information you can store and process goes up incredibly fast. With a 300 qubit computer, you could do more calculations at once than there are atoms in the universe. Basically, a big enough quantum computer would be infinitely more powerful than the best supercomputer we could ever build the regular way. That is why quantum stuff has been getting a lot of hype ever since physicists realized that it was theoretically possible. The second main advantage of quantum computing is that we can use qubits to send information in a way that is inherently secure. When we encrypt information, we jumble it up so that when we send it, anyone listening it won't be able to decipher the message. But the person we are sending it to, who we actually want to read it, needs to be able to decode it. So we send them a key they can use to decrypt the message. The problem is, if someone is eavesdropping on the key, they'll be able to decode it too. There are lots of ways cryptographers try to get around this, but they all have some flaws and in theory could be hacked eventually. Quantum computing, on the other hand, might be the perfect answer because of another rule of quantum mechanics. When you measure something like an electron's spin, the act of taking the measurement actually changes some of the electron's properties. So if you use qubits to send your friend a key and someone intercepts any of the particles before sending them along to your friend, you and him will be able to tell that someone messed with the qubits before he got them. In other words, no one can eavesdrop on your key without you knowing about it. This is next order encryption and we'd like to take advantage of it. But that means having more than one quantum computer and hooking them up over long distances. Basically, we want to build a quantum internet. And that is where this new research comes in. We already have a massive global network of fiber optic cables. So it would be great to use on our existing infrastructure as we build the internet of the future. And fiber optic cables are a pretty good choice because you can use photons of light as qubits. But there are two big challenges. First, to use those fiber optic cables, you need to transmit photons with a certain wavelength. Second, qubits are super fragile. If anything interferes with the particles before we transfer your message, we have lost the data. So we need to keep your qubits stable. We have already discovered how to use certain materials to store quantum information for long enough to send it through a network. but they don't work on the right wavelength for our fiber optic cables. And the materials that are compatible with those cables can store information for only a fraction of a second. That's too short. To solve this problem, the Australian team wanted to find a way to lengthen that time. So they started experimenting with a crystal that had some erbium in it. Erbium is a rare earth metal, and a crystal with erbium ions in it can work on a wavelength that matches fiber optic cables. But it can only store quantum information for short bursts. To increase that time frame, the group applied a super strong 7 Tesla magnet. That is the strength of the most powerful MRI machines. Magnets are helpful because they can freeze electrons in the crystal in place, which keeps them from interfering with and destroying the data. And it worked. The magnet increased the crystal's storage time to 1.3 seconds. Now that might not seem very long, but it is a 10,000-fold improvement over what scientists could do before. And it is good enough for a quantum internet. Other experts have estimated that with quantum repeaters to boost the signals, you need storage times of just 1 second to send messages 1000 kilometers. So where's our quantum internet? Any kind of widespread network is still a ways off. For one thing, the Australian setup required very low temperatures to work, 1.4 Kelvin or minus 272 degrees Celsius. That's seriously cold and seriously expensive to maintain. And of course, there's that strong magnetic field. The researchers think their material will still work with a less powerful 3 Tesla magnet, but it's not like that's nothing. Think of a more typical MRI machine instead of the most advanced. Not exactly chump change. Even if we solve these problems, quantum networks might never be used for common things like watching YouTube videos or to execute Google searches. Like quantum repeater or erbium crystal. They'll be reserved for super secret situations when you want your communication to be absolutely secure. So maybe you're banking, but probably more like high-level international intelligence. But no matter who ends up using it, the quantum internet will be a major upgrade for the world of cryptography. Do you think we are going to see a major breakthrough in quantum internet in the coming years? Let us know in the comments and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos like these.